Up next here on NEC Football on the Run, it is time for our Commitment to Success Spotlight, brought to you by Provident Bank. Provident Bank, commitment you can count on. Joining us today from the St. Francis Red Flash is their linebacker, Geno Calgaro. Geno, welcome to the Spotlight this week.
How's it going? Pleasure to have me.
Yeah, I'm doing great. Great to be talking with you. We're coming off opening day, opening week. So I want to know, take me kind of in the locker room for an unathletic guy like me who's never going to get to experience this. What's opening day like? You spent all spring and summer against the same guys. Now you're facing new dudes in a different uniform. So what are the emotions like rolling it out there for the first game of the season?
Yeah, there's just so much nerves going into week one. When you prep for a team like from May to game time from game week one, it's the nerves are unreal. You can't compare anything to it.
So there's that nervous tension, the nervous energy, excited
Mm.
energy, if you will. But
Yeah.
then right when you're ready to go out there, lightning strikes literally, and there's a 45-minute or so weather delay. So what was it like for your team in that situation where guys, chowing down on Uncrustables, scrolling through Netflix? What was going on during those 45 minutes?
Yeah, so we went out on the field, and right when we were about to stretch, the lightning struck, so we had to go inside. And I thought it was gonna be quick. We all thought it was gonna be like 30 minutes, but turned in like an hour 45. Coaches made us take our pads off, so it was a mess. We were just laying around, just waiting.
Is
Pretty,
that a
pretty
difficult
anxious.
thing to do to get all like, fired up and then have to kind of reset and refocus and then do it all over again?
Yeah, it was definitely new to me, especially because when we went back out there, they only gave us like 20 minutes to warm up again. So it was, rapid fire after we went out.
So we did eventually get to the game a little bit later than scheduled, but team went out there, had their opening game of the season. How would you grade the performance of the defense from that first week?
I'd give us a C, gave up 25 points. I don't think we tackled very well. There were some glimpses of us that we could be pretty good as a defense, but we have a lot to work on.
Still a lot of season to go, though. That's the exciting thing, I guess, about being the opener, right?
Mhm.
Now, when you're out there, you in particular, where are your eyes right before the snap? What are you look? Are you looking at the quarterback, the ball, the center, motions? Where's your focus at right before each play?
Well, it depends on what my read is. Normally, it's the back, the guard, sometimes the tight end, or where number three is. So depending on the play, it just changes.
Do you have like a mental checklist that you go through before each play to kind of get yourself set and make sure you're focused on what you're supposed to be focusing on?
Yeah, I did. Yeah. Each play, I just found my guy and then was ready.
Now we kind of mentioned it was the road trip to Louisiana. First time St. Francis has had to get on a plane in quite a few years here. So for you personally, how do you like to spend a flight? Are you a device guy, a book guy, catching up on schoolwork, taking a
Uh,
nap? How do you spend flights?
I'd say a device guy or a nap guy. I just like to
Okay.
put the headphones in, listen to some music or take a nap. It was a good
Now,
time.
now, not to out any teammates, you don't have to name any names, but there was anyone that was trying to kind of look at the back of their seat, try to raw dog it the entire flight, like
Uh,
social media a year ago or so.
I didn't see anybody doing that, but I'm
Okay,
sure
no one needs
somebody
to be a
was. Yeah.
hero.
Right.
Now, let's talk about your journey a little bit. How was it? When was it that you kind of fell in love with football?
Oh, since I was a kid, both my parents played Division I sports at Ohio University, and they just instilled that love into me, and I just fell in love with it growing up and throughout high school.
Now, how did you know that St. Francis was the right fit for you?
Well, coming out of high school, I only had one offer, so it was a pretty easy decision, close to home, so that was nice. Parents able to come see me play, so it was pretty much an easy choice.
Now, I noticed you're also a pretty successful high school wrestler as well. Was there anything that you could take from the mat that you applied to your career on the gridiron?
I'd say my tackling ability most of all, mm, leverage,
Okay, that's
getting
important.
linemen off you.
Now, the second year with the team, what would you say is the biggest difference for you year one to year two? Is there anything that you know now that maybe you didn't know a year ago in terms of experience?
Yeah, I just think knowledge of the game most of all. Over the spring, I really focused heavily on like understanding my playbook, football in general. Football knowledge I think has increased. So that was what I really worked on.
Now, coming up this weekend, things move quick, getting ready for the opener last week, and now we're turning gears and focusing on a new opponent. St. Francis travels to Buffalo. It's the final non-conference tune-up before you begin conference play the following week against Central Connecticut. So, what are the objectives for this week when you look at Buffalo? What might be some keys against them?
Yeah, Buffalo's a good team. They just came off a good performance against Minnesota. I was able to watch some film against them, and they look pretty stout on both sides of the ball. So we're just looking to go out there, play our best we can, tune up some things we messed up on against University of Louisiana Monroe, and just give it all we got.
All right, it's time for the final 5 questions. These are quick hitters, Geno. So first thing that comes to mind,
All
just
right,
let it out. All right. All right. Favorite color.
blue,
Okay. Favorite school supply. It's back to school time. So favorite school supply.
the G2 pen,
Okay. That's a pretty good one. Favorite number.
20.
High school number, correct?
Yep.
Okay. Favorite snack or junk food.
Mm. Uncrustables.
Okay, there you go. And if we surveyed your teammates and asked them one word to describe you, what do you think the word would be that they come up with?
Hockey.
Okay, all right. It's pretty good. Gino, we thank you so much for your time and best of luck, not only this week against Buffalo, but the rest of the season as well.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Now you can check out Gino and the Red Flash as they take on the Buffalo Bulls 3:30 p.m. on ESPN Plus on Saturday. And be sure to check out the full episode of the NEC Football on the Run podcast. It's the NEC Overtime Pod available wherever you get your podcasts. This has been the Commitment to Success Spotlight, and it's brought to you by Provident Bank. Commitment you could count on.